Hi there. This time I was asked on one of the videos in the comments that why I haven't done a video, like a vlog video, when I'm talking about my opinion or what I think about XYZ, which I think was quite a fun name. Maybe I should just call it Astrid on XYZ. So I was thinking, oh yeah, well that's true. I haven't made one in a while, so why not to make one actually? I have a list of topics that I would like to talk to, but recently I was actually thinking about quite basic thing, and that's my point of view on skeptics, or I would say materialists. I think that would be maybe a better way how to describe it. Um, well, I'm meeting them quite often because we are doing tarot card readings on events, and we are meeting loads of people who are not entirely spiritual, so I'm not really into that just yet. So how I'm dealing with it, what I think about it. Well, naturally, I guess by the nature of my channel and by the nature of the work I'm doing, you can kind of, I guess what type of work, where is my standpoint in it, and what type of spectrum I'm standing. I think that basically skepticism. It's this. Okay, first I think I should define it. So I would say that a skeptic is somebody who is not believing in the things he can't measure, touch, see, or somehow have them scientifically approved. But then it's really interesting moment here. Okay, so you don't believe, I don't know, let's say in God, even though that's not a skeptic, that's an atheist. But that usually is part of it. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in spirituality. I believe in things I can touch. And I doubt things that I can't see. I can basically transcend that in one way or another. But hey, unless you are a scientist and you are in the lab doing those experiments or physicians yourself, I'm presenting you with the newspapers that are saying, okay, there is a planet called, God knows what, number MB345. That's where it is. It's basically rounded. It's the size of it is 1.S55 F45341 whatever millimeters, and it weighs 15 blah 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 4567 whatever. And I'm giving you measurements. But you haven't seen the planet. You haven't touched the planet. You haven't measured the planet. You haven't weighed the planet. So basically, you believe. This particular belief is more believable than if I tell you that there is a universe that's mental and it's creating all around us. That one doesn't sound believable. If I would tell you there is a universe that's about this size, and this size, this is what it weighs, this is what it measurements, and this is where it is, and you would read it in the same newspaper that you believe is believable, then we are much more likely to actually do it. So we always believe. So I believe even skepticism is just belief. It's not rationality, it's belief you are rational. So in that sense, it doesn't really matter which standpoint you are having. Neither of them is more touchable. I've never seen, let's say, I've never been to India, I've never seen a Taj Mahal. And most of people around me tell me, oh yeah, there is a Taj Mahal. But I haven't seen it. In my opinion, in my view, it's the same reality as Disney Castle. But then, okay, so you will tell me, but you know, with the planet and with the Taj Mahal, everybody can go there and everybody can touch it. Many people seen Taj Mahal. There's loads of pictures of Taj Mahal. There's more proof. But instead, like the same amount of proof, even for the things I'm saying, for the universe being mental, for there being more than just this touchable universe. There is at least the same amount of proofs for that as it is for the rational point of view. The thing is, those two things seem to be opposite to each other. I don't believe so. In Hermetic knowledge and in Hermetic studies, there is explanation that opposites are always one part of the same thing. Hot and cold, that's one thing, it's temperature. Rationality and mysticism, that's two parts of the same thing. So I believe it only depends where you place yourself on that spectrum of beliefs, and then kind of what parts of reality you kind of pick to fit that view. You know, I don't think, it's nothing bad about it. We all do it. If you want to see it, that's what you see. If you want to see, if you look in yourself in the mirror and you want to see you're fat, then you will see you're fat no matter how thin you are. If you want to see that somebody's trying to attack you, no matter what they do, you're much more likely to pick the parts of their behavior that kind of confirms your current point of view. And the problem, I believe, it's with skepticism. It starts to be misunderstood, and loads of other things than just skepticism, materialistic point of view, has been projected on it. I believe that kind of started springs during the Industrial Revolution, when the old concept of religion, especially in Western world, this Christianity point of view, when the God is ultimately good, start not fit, because God is both good and bad. God is, or universe is everything. That's why I call it not the God, but all. All is good and bad. There's no difference between that. And then people start to internally feel that there is something that doesn't make sense in this whole concept. So they can, I believe, estrange themselves from this whole concept of spirituality and replace it with something more rational. Like Industrial Revolution, that was time of rationality, rationalizing. And in that time, we are creating this image of this masculine, fertile personality who is very rational and skeptical, and being this put above this sometimes spiritual outlook on things. I think this is quite special for like Europe and Western tradition. I believe this is slightly different in other parts of the world. I believe that are less skeptical. So in that sense, I believe the skepticism is only seeing the half of the picture, or not even half, like a part of the picture. But on the other hand, I believe being ultra spiritual, again, is the same thing. You're just seeing half of the picture. You're not seeing the whole picture. That the universe is the measurements, but it's also something that's beyond that. And the problem is, you can't fully understand one without each other, because you always have just a part of the picture. I believe if you are a scientist and want to really go somewhere with your science, then you have to understand spirituality and hermetic studies and other things, because that will help you tremendously. There will be things when you basically stop in the science hitting the wall as a scientist, when things just stop making sense. You know how this happened, you know what it is, you might be able to measure it or maybe not, but it's not giving you the answer. Why is it working like that? What's the purpose of it? Was it becoming at random? Why? The why is missing there, and if you don't know why something was created, it's very hard to kind of find out more about it, find its purpose. If you don't know why it was created, how you can figure out what was the actual purpose of it. So also, with spirituality, it's the same thing, kind of just from the other perspective or the other side. When you have this set of beliefs that, we are not just brain, it's all energy, man. So I'm very new age. Again, it's not, hey man, you're too skeptical, too rational, man. That's so bad, man. See how unconscious this guy is? So yeah, it's just like the other side of the spectrum. If you combine them together, you will see how, why, what, where, and you kind of got the whole picture. So it's really about how, or which set of beliefs you kind of go into. In that sense, actually, it reminds me a quote from one of the Czech comedies, when they have a conversation about God, and the main character who believes in God is being told by a female that you never seen a God. How you can believe in it? You never seen it. Nobody ever seen it. And he look at her and reply, I've never seen your pussy and I still believe it is. So I kind of believe that in actually how it is with this like sets of beliefs. Don't not many people actually seen the rational world that the scientists are talking about, viruses, but of course they are there. But the way how you've never seen them, you believe because you read it in the newspaper. They might not even be there. God knows what. So it's basically through this information that are coming to us, how we kind of consider it as trustworthy and non-trustworthy according to our current perspective. If you would go to somebody who is who never seen any of those scientific magazines, and will tell them, they might not believe you. They might thought it's rational. For them, the thing that would be rational, let's say it's some sort of like a tribe in Africa or maybe tribe in South America, for them what's rational is their gods. That's something they've seen, something they touched, something they are living with on daily basis. For them, the idea of viruses or planets or whatever might be completely irrational. So I believe in the skepticism, again, it's, I believe, a mechanism, and a kind of what things we project on it is what you project on it. In the Western culture, what we have projecting on it is atheism, materialism. What they might project it on other cultures might be completely different. It's just like a mechanism, a skeleton, and depends what you project on it and put on it. So, how I'm dealing usually with the people, what I'm saying to people who say, oh, the tarot cards does not work, how they can work. They work you pick the cards at random. That's the thing, you pick the cards at random. Random is a principle like any other principle. You know, you have principles of gravity, you have principles of compensations, you have principles of correspondence. And that's how tarot cards work. Correspondence. So there's something going on in your life, the cards represent your life, and through the law of correspondence, you're picking the right cards that represents what's going on in your life and what might be going on in your life in the future. So that's in short how divination of any sort works. It doesn't have to be tarot cards, it can be anything else. I can't believe it, I need proof. What proof? Proof is information that can pass through your current expectations of a proof. If I would give you certain information that you read on the internet and you read it on some sort of like I don't know, scam looking website full of pictures of aliens, you're online, you might not going to believe it. If you're going, it won't be proof. If you will read the same information on BBC, UK, you might going to believe it because one is more believable than others. But again, it's just like, it's untouchable. The actuality, the actual idea of a proof, you're getting, is completely untouchable. It's something that's in the air, something that's more. It's actually something that's quite mystical, if you will, because it's again just based on a set of your beliefs and what you kind of are willing to incorporate in your preset set of beliefs, or what you're not willing to do. So that's how I believe that something almost like skepticism is not what people think they is. They have some sort of like set beliefs and they don't even know why I have it. They never asked the questions why I have this set of beliefs. But I can also sense one thing that happens quite often, that people will sit next to me when I'm doing tarot card readings, or just talk to me when they see I'm strange. I actually have very interesting conversation just yesterday when I was in Camden, and I was just sitting on by the Camden Canal, and then guy came to me. Obviously, he was a weed dealer. He didn't offer me any, and I didn't take any. But then he just said to me and we were talking, and he told me himself he's skeptic. I was like, yeah, sure, I've heard that a million times before. But I'm skeptic, but that's another thing that comes across quite often. Because I believe trusting or believing just a part of the picture is not aligned with your higher self or with your soul. Your soul knows there are both parts. The soul is connected to collective unconsciousness, so you know it knows it's like this whole range of things, not just this rationality, mentalism, materialism point of view. It knows that. So I believe the skeptics actually have some sort of like a knocking on the door on their back, in somewhere in the back of their head, that's telling them that no, 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 it's not just that. Life is not just that. But then, because it contradicts something they feel inside, I believe that's the reason why skeptics are getting so aggressive occasionally, or militant. Same as the people who are on the other side of the ultra spiritual spectrum. If you start to talk to them, they start to be aggressive. Oh, not always, but they're a bit like, tell me, show me the proof, show me the proof. And I'm, why? And then, because I actually did study psychotherapy and psychology, I recognize this anger, I recognize this pattern, is this anger of denial, trying to defend its denial standpoint. That's when the people got so, no, me, mine, this point of view. But then when I talked to him a bit more like that, when I was like, oh yeah, I'm skeptical. I was thinking, if you're skeptical, why are you sitting here and talking to me about spiritual stuff? If you're so skeptical, why you come here and try to asking me for a proof? I tell you why. Because you know I'm right, and you know there is rationality, but there was also something mysterious. And you beg me, you came to ask me, begging me for convinced you that it's true. And you want to be overpowered. You want to be told, yes, there is something, and you want to have a proof. But you can't have a proof of something like that, because in your current state, it's not fitting your set of beliefs. So I can't give you the proof that you would see as a proof, because it does not match. First, you have to expand it, then you will find the proof that you're looking for. So I believe even the skeptics, or as I defined it before, I was talking about it already, they do feel there is something more than that, and they do want to be persuaded. They want to be told there is something more than that. And also, I think it depends largely on what state of denial, what state of denial they are. But I believe they want to. Same as for the other side of the spectrum. Even I actually find that very spiritual or religious people to be like, you know, when they actually go to the extreme side of the spectrum, quite hard to talk to. Quite brainwashed and delusional occasionally. So, but I believe in some sort of like pendulum balance, and if you swing the pendulum to one side, you will always, like rationality or spirituality, you will always feel the pressure that the pendulum wants to swing back to the other side, because universe wants you to experience somehow the both things and kind of experience the wholeness of it. It doesn't want you to experience just one bit. So you always feel this pressure, and you just have to barricade yourself with I don't know, Lonely Planet and BBC News to kind of you know, stay at that side of the spectrum, or like barricade yourself with I don't know, ultra spiritual religious books, angel cards, stuff like that. But I would say, you know, try to see other things, try to see the whole thing, stay open to whatever it's coming around, because, you know, you might be preventing yourself from breaking through your set of beliefs and experience something new, and have more full experience of basically anything you're approaching to. So, yeah, so I think I've rambled for about like 20 minutes. Let me know if you like my rumble style, if you have any other topics you would like me to talk about. Please let me know in the comment section below if there is something else you want me to talk about. I like to talk about, and I'm always full of opinions. Not like always is beating with understanding. But yeah, but since you are watching it all the way to this point, I guess you kind of maybe liked it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Actually, I'm very open, and we're looking forward to see your opinion, how you feel about this thing, and or what do you think in the comment section below. I will keep my eye on the comment section below, and I'll be present to kind of like, you know, build discussion about this topic, which I think would be great, because this is topic great for discussion, and discussions are good because there are new opinions coming in role, playing in the role in the situation, and we can come up with something new and interesting. So feel free to share your opinion in the comment section below, and also let me know about the topics you would like me to talk to. Thanks.